3 questions to ask yourself before starting your business. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 3 powerful questions that anyone willing to start a business should answer for themselves first. By the end of this video, you'll have a very good view on what's important at this stage of your journey. If you're new here, I'm Jeremy Chatelain, founder of a SaaS business called QuickMail, which you can check out at quickmail.io. I produce every week videos about business to help you be more successful as an entrepreneur. So if you want to start your business with sound advice, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind. All right, back to the questions. Number 1, the first question to ask yourself is, why do you want to start a business? I know that may sound obvious, but very often starting a business is seen as a single daring event, like jumping from a plane, sending a tweet, or flipping a switch, as opposed to a very long story slowly unfolding. In my case, that switch took about 8 months to be flipped as I slowly changed my mindset. You may be faster, but from what I've seen, 6 months is the bare minimum because those mindset changes aren't quick to internalize. So if your why is not strong enough, you'll be back to the way things were within a month or 2 of starting your journey. It's important to have a strong why to support you through the ups and downs of starting a business. Here are some examples of very weak whys.
I'm bored at work.
Well, you could simply change job. You don't need to start a business. If this is your why, you may well be growing nostalgic about that peaceful job you had when things were not as crazy. Number 2, I don't like my boss. Well, your boss may move up or he may leave the company. You can be transferred to another department or even change work. What will happen when the new boss you have is actually a boss you like? Well, your business will probably not survive. Number 3, I want the glory of being a founder. Well, in my experience, that won't cut the first wave of shit that will splash your face as a founder. You'll be like, man, I didn't sign up for that. Number 4, I'll be making money. Although money is okay in general, money is a means to an end. So money for the sake of money is actually a very weak why. My why was linked to money, but it was more about financial freedom for me and my family. I was a developer and didn't really see myself developing at 50 years old with all the big projects being outsourced to India or Ukraine and people straight out of college mastering brand new technology. I didn't see really a rosy future as a developer. So in my mind, I had no choice but to create a business. This was a strong why because it became more and more pressing with age. So hopefully you understand why having a strong why is important to start a business. So I encourage you to start spending a bit of time thinking about your why and please be honest with yourself. Second question is, what are you comfortable giving up on a regular basis? We are already spending 24 hours doing things, yet starting a business does take time. I dedicated 2 hours of the day each week to start my business. I woke up every day in the morning at 4 a.m. to call Australia through Skype before my 9-to-5 job started. I clearly gave up all my evenings during that time. But we're creatures of needs, and you can't ignore needs for a very long time. So make sure you still have a good balance. For me, weekends were off the hook, so I could play video games or even watch TV to just relax a bit. My business mentor used to tell me that people not making it just don't want it bad enough. If you want to start a business, but you still find yourself watching TV, your actions aren't aligned with your desire to be in a different state. Have a routine that satisfies all your needs, including the need to start a business. If your why is strong enough, you'll stick to it. Number 3, the final questions to ask yourself is, how can you minimize guessing? For many people, starting a business is often confused with taking massive risks, yet starting mine was actually pretty low risk. For example, people craving the need to finally start a business give up their day job out of frustration and start working full-time on their unproven idea. That is risky, and it doesn't stand a great chance of success. Things move very slowly at the beginning of a venture. Without initial clients, you'll be using your savings, and it's not uncommon for me to see people back in the same situation as they were before with just a new job and no savings. I understand the need to give it a go, but this is a very risky way for a first-time entrepreneur. I worked my 9-to-5 job until my business was making $2,000 a month before I finally resigned. It took me about 4 months and my business was growing very fast. So think about what small experiment you can run on the side given the time you manage to free, and wait until you have enough cash coming in the company before making the move to full-time on your venture. So there you have it. the 3 questions you need to ask yourselves are: number 1, what is your why? Number 2, what are you comfortable giving up daily? And number 3, how can you minimize guessing? Well, that's it for today. If you want me to dive deeper into any of those questions, just leave a comment below. If you like this video, click once on a thumbs up. If you dislike it, click twice on a thumbs down. There are obviously many more questions, like should you try to make a business out of your hobby? Or are you sure you're really doing business instead of playing business? But that will be for another video. I see you later.